So this is the front two solar panels all put together and ready to go. So basically what I did is I measured how far from the supports on the van that I wanted the solar panels to go. So this is near the middle of the van. This is the support panel that will go between the second row of mounts on the van. And so we want all of the wires to connect near the center of the van. So I measured where I wanted the overlap to be for this panel, and then the panels are a certain distance apart because the mounts on the van are a certain distance apart. So I had to drill special holes for this. This is a bolt with a fender washer on both sides, a lock washer, and the nut. And this is going to be in 2S 2P wiring, and so I've got some other pieces that will go on there. But this is basically the way that it works, and it's I don't know, a quarter of an inch apart or so, give or take a little bit. And this is more or less ready to go up on the van. And you can see that this is the next two ready to go. And I have these that will get put on here at very specific locations, and then everything will get wired up. This process takes a while because you have to do a lot of exact measurements and clamping and make sure that everything works right. The one area where this might run into trouble is if I did not get the measurements exactly right between this support beam and this support beam. If those are not exactly right, when I go to put it on the van, they're not going to fit down in the grooves they need to fit down in. And if that happens, basically they won't line up in the grooves, and I won't be able to put the bolt through that attaches this mount point to the van mounts themselves. So we'll figure all that out when we actually get to the point where we put the thing on the van. But these two are ready to go. As far as weight goes, each one of these is, I think, 32 pounds. So you got 64 pounds plus whatever this aluminum weighs, which is not too terribly much. And so you basically got between 65 and 70 pounds for each one of these. So they're not terribly heavy, but they are very awkward, and that makes it quite hard to actually work with them. So you've got to obviously be careful, and it is not a one-person job to move these around once you get to this point. So we have all of the glands pretty much ready to go. For one of the glands, we have the solar coming out of it. I've connected the MC4 connectors. This is the female connector, and this is the male connector. And so they are ready to go. The other solar gland has a Starlink in it. One of those is the power, which is the one in the center right now. And then we have Ethernet, which is the one in the center right now. Technically, the Starlink Mini does not need the Ethernet, but this lets me use my own router, and supposedly that gives you a lot better coverage and all that good stuff. And so they are pretty much ready to go. And really the entire roof is now ready for the solar panels. And so that will be the very next step, is getting the solar panels installed up here. Okay, you can see that we've got the first panel setting on there. I obviously don't have it on there fully. This is just lifting it up for right now. But everything has to be bolted down and attached. But other than that, though, we're in pretty good shape. We have the connections set up there so that we can hook up the next panels, and that's where the Starlink will be. But it's looking pretty good so far. Okay, the rooftop of the Promaster is pretty much done. Solar panels are all mounted. We've got 1280 watts of solar here. We have the 11-inch vent fan, and we have the Starlink. Everything is hooked up on the outside. Inside hookups still remain. So just to briefly summarize, These are Promaster specific mounts, and that part is this piece, this, and this piece basically. So this was 3" by 2" aluminum tubing, or 3" by 1.5" actually, I think it was. And so this was cut in half. Then the panels were attached to this aluminum tubing, and then everything got put up on the top of the van and put together.